Hey guys, what's going on? Tyrauku here, and I hope everyone's doing great. So today, before we get into this video, I want to talk about one thing. This Saturday, which is the 24th of April, I will be doing my 12-hour stream on Twitch. I'll be posting more information about the time and everything like that on the Discord channel, which you guys can join in the top comment below. I will be doing a charity stream though. During that 12 hours, I'll announce the charity later on this week. I'm gonna do a little bit more research into everything to make sure the charity we're going to be focused on. Everything's really good there, but as a charity that's going to be close to my heart, especially recently. A few things that came up, but we will be doing that this Saturday. So if you guys want to stop by, feel free. Stop by, hang out. Much appreciated. It'll be fun. We'll be doing a lot of things, gym giveaways, and I want to have a few other events going on. So I'm definitely excited for that. Like I said, if you're not doing anything and you want to stop by, you're all more than welcome to. But today, I was scrolling around Reddit last night and I came across a post that actually got more positive feedback, which on Reddit, that's an impressive thing as is, but it got more positive feedback than I was surprised, and this is awesome. A lot of people were very happy about this and were like, wow, I actually never knew this. So I wanted to bring this to the YouTube side of things and hopefully reach a few of you guys who didn't already know about this information. So Round Dodger is the person who posted this information. So definitely giving credit to him. And I'll leave a link to this post down below as well, if you guys want to jump in there and check it out. But basically what it's talking about is the positioning of champions when it comes to things like the arena, comes to things like clanboss, so on and so forth. So when we talk about positioning of champions, obviously when you first start in the game, Raid doesn't really break down what positionings are. And I can almost guarantee it, majority of you, when you're building your teams, you don't really think about these being different positions either, right? Like you see, okay, this is a leader. Yeah, obviously to put a person there, they get the benefit of their aura, but that's really where it stops, right? That's what a lot of us think. That's at least what I thought for a very long time, but it's actually much, much more than that. And it especially is a big deal when it comes to things like the arena and it comes to things like clan boss. Those two specific areas, a very big deal. A little less so in dungeons, doom towers, and areas like that, because you don't really speed tune a lot of those areas, so the positioning doesn't matter as much. Now, if you are speed tuning, you're tuning your team specifically, then yeah, it may matter. But in this situation, the examples I'm going to be given, it doesn't really matter in those areas as much. But how do you know which position is which, and where does it really matter? Well, if this is the position, it goes 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you ever forget what these positions are, just do this. Put your champions in and see how they feel, okay? So a lot of people probably don't notice that. I never really noticed that. But if you put the champions in, it literally fills in the correct order, which is, like I mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when we look at the arena is obviously 4 people instead of 5 people, so you're not going to have 5 positions, but it's the exact same thing where you click, 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 and it fills them in. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, where does this actually matter? So I want to talk about 3 champions specifically that I know of. You guys can leave some more champions in the comment section down below if you recognize, hey, this person probably benefits on being a specific position in the team. So what about him? Definitely a good spot to leave it, because some people may have those champions, maybe using them and never actually thought about this. But the 3 champions I want to be talking about are Seeker, Sandlashed, Survivor, and Krisk. So Krisk, I don't actually have him, so I'm not going to be able to give an example for him, but he does place debuffs, I believe, on champions when they attack him. So obviously having him in a position that's higher up will help out. And I'll go over that a little bit more. But at the start of each round, places a shield buff, has a 75% chance of placing 60% decreased defense debuff and a 50% decreased attack debuff on the attacker for 1 turn when hit. So if you have him higher position on the team, say number 2, even number 1, a lot of people don't run him number 1, I don't believe, but if you had him in number 2, then he would apply that decreased attack, decreased defense or whatever whenever he's hit, and making the next hits on your team significantly less. So when we're talking about Seeker, and I guess I didn't explain how this actually works yet, so let's go ahead and jump into that and explain that. But when we're talking about Seeker, Seeker has a passive that essentially whenever he's hit with a critical hit, he places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies, which is incredible, especially against this Hegemon team. Now, I already attacked this team twice for another video. It didn't really work out very well. The video I had to end up trashing it, so we're going to try this again. This guy's going to look at his defense log and be like, what the heck is he hitting me so many times for? Let's go ahead and give an example, all right? So say you put Seeker in the back. Let's see how much damage is being done to the champions ahead of Seeker and what's going on here. So obviously Hegemon is going to go first. He always does. But the Cold Hearts and the Royal Guards, 21,000, 12,000, 26,000 damage, okay? So obviously those hits, those were big hits. 21,000, I believe, is one. Massive, massive, massive hits. we take Seeker, move him to the first position instead of the last, and see how much difference this is. So remember, 21,000, I think 12,000 and 21,000. And now we're looking at 6,000, 8,000, and I think 6,000 there too. So way, way less damage. I guess I could have looked at his damage here. He did 24,000. Let's hit him one more time to go ahead and, just double check. So he did 24,000 that last hit. And then he's doing, like I said, this guy's going to be like, what the heck is Tyrauku doing hitting me so much? So 24,000 compared to, okay, don't hit me. Okay. Compared to 63,000. So a very big difference with Seeker being in the lead versus Seeker being back here. So like I said, when Seekers hit, what happens is Raid calculates the damage by the people hit. So when Seekers hit with a crit, he applies increased defense. She gets the benefit of increased defense. She gets the benefit, and he gets the benefit. So position 2, 3, and 4 all get the benefit. Now, if you move Seeker here, and say you had Arbiter as a speed leader, you're running a typical team with like a speed leader, and you want Seeker as an extra speed booster, well, Arbiter is not going to get the benefit of the increased defense, but as soon as Seeker gets hit with a crit, position 3 and position 4 are both going to get the benefits of that increased defense and that damage mitigation. This is a similar thing with Krisk. If you have Krisk higher up in your arena team, once he's hit, he's going to get that increase or decreased attack applied, assuming it does apply. And then the other allies are going to get the benefit of that damage being reduced. As far as I know, and as far as I'm aware, it works perfectly fine with Krisk as well. Like I said, I'm not able to test that. So somebody down below can confirm that. But as far as I know, it should work perfectly fine. Now, Sandlashed is completely different because Sandlashed conditions, well, she has to be alive. All right. So Sandlash places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies for 2 turns when an ally's HP drops below 50%. Also places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. So instead of having Sandlash in the front, I mean, unless you're running her for the increased defense aura, which I don't really recommend doing because this is nice, but unless she's super tanky, she's not going to place that block damage because she has to be alive, like I said. If she's in this back position, though, then you have these champions up front. Say you run Seeker with her, then you're going to obviously have the increased defense from Seeker. But if somebody drops below 50% HP, then Sandlash is going to place that block damage buff and the ally protection on everybody before her damage even gets calculated, so she'll be perfectly fine. So definitely make sure if you're using Sandlashed that she is in one of those further back positions. You don't have to have her in the very last one if you have a better reason to have somebody else there. But as far as I know, if you're running Sandlashed, put her in the last position. There's really no champion who's better, in my opinion. So definitely keep her back there. Try to keep Seeker as close to the front as possible, and it should help you out a lot. Same thing with Krisk. Keep him as close to the front as possible. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is blender teams. So blender teams basically is just an increased attack champion, a speed booster into an ally attack champion. So this example here, position 1, 2, 3, 4. Farrakhan is the ally attack champion here, and then we have Skullcrown and Sinesha. Same exact thing. Blender just means basically they have an AoE ability 1. So whenever the ally attack goes off, they both use their AoE A1 abilities and just wipes out the teams typically. With this case, Skullcrown does an extra hit if the target has more than 50% HP. So that first hit, she should be doing 2 of them. And then Sinesha does an extra hit if they have less than 50% HP. So she's getting a double hit and Skullcrown's getting a double hit. Now, if you swap these 2 champions, then what's going to happen is Skullcrown isn't going to get her double hit and Sinesha isn't going to get her double hit. So definitely make sure the positioning on these teams are correct as well. Positions actually a lot more important than honestly I gave it credit for a long time. So definitely keep in mind, especially simple things like the arena, your arena defense, keep in mind what your position is. Now, when you're building your arena defense, remember, if you place your champions, this will show you the order. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the order for defense as a position. So if you're going to do a Seeker team, Seeker, Cold Heart, Sandlash, I don't recommend using this defense. And definitely not a good idea. You're definitely probably going to lose, but this is the order you'd want to have. Seeker with the increased defense, and then Sandlash at the end. Now, I also want to talk about Clan Boss. So Clan Boss is going to be a very, very important area also. And the example I'll be given is with my team using a counterattack champion specifically. So whenever you're applying buffs and debuffs, this is the exact same thing. It applies based on the champion, the orders they're in, if you're using counterattack especially. Now, ally attack does the exact same thing. The ally attack is going to bring the champions from the positions 1, 2, 3. I believe with Kreela, Farrakhan's going to bring everybody anyways, but they're going to attack based on their position. So you want to make sure that the people are in the position that makes most sense for them. So in my situation, what I want to do is when Martyr places her counterattack, obviously she's going to go first. She's going to counterattack. She has a chance to apply the decreased defense. and then Turvul's going to go next. He's going to have the chance to apply a weaken, and then Kreela's going to hit, and then the Maneaters. So what's going to happen here is the Kreela and the Maneaters are all going to be attacking into an already decreased defense and weakened clan boss, which is going to help their damage out quite a bit. Now, this may not seem like a big deal, and across 50 turns, it's not going to have a significant impact necessarily, but where this really has a big impact is if you're using a team with like Frozen Banshee, if you're using a counterattack team that's not necessarily unkillable, and you really need to keep decreased attack on the clan boss. Because Frozen Banshee, she's an amazing champion, but she can definitely fill that clan boss bar up with poisons completely. And if your decreased attack falls off and that poison bar stays full, what's going to happen is you're going to have a hard time getting that decreased attack back in there. So what you can do is have your counterattack champion in a position that, well, better yet, have your Frozen Banshee in a position that is after your decreased attack champion. So if you're using, say, Coffin Smasher as your decreased attack, have him in position 2, have your Frozen Banshee in position, say, 3. Now, obviously, if you're using Frozen Banshee as the leader, it's going to be more difficult to do that because you won't be able to move her back if you want that increased accuracy buff, but maybe consider building up some more accuracy on your champions. But the biggest thing to keep in mind is make sure if you're having a hard time keeping up the decreased attack, definitely move your champions around. But as you see here, Martyr goes in first, Turvul's going to go in second, Kreela's going to go in third, like I mentioned. Decreased attack and weaken are both applied. She had a 78,000 hit, which is a very solid hit, 77,000, and then probably about the same, 73,000. So all the champions hit in the correct order, which is exactly what I want them to do. And you should definitely consider this whenever you're building your clan boss teams, whether it's with a counterattack, with an ally attack, or whatever it may be. Guys, like I said, I'm going to leave a link down below. I'm going to finish up this clan boss, but outside this video, because it's going to take about 15 minutes or so to finish it. But I'm going to leave a link to the Reddit post down below if you guys want to check it out. But hopefully this video helps you out. I know some information that is very beneficial to me that I would hopefully like for you guys to take some benefit from it as well. Also, if you want to stop by the Twitch stream this Saturday, definitely there'll be a link down below to the Twitch stream as well. Feel free to drop a follow, and hopefully I'll see you guys over there. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.